8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But you're going to participate in the alternative.
But I also got to understand that the industry's changing.
Yeah,
And
and you're going to participate in the alternative once it changes?
At this moment in time, it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
There are certain other things that are inevitable too, but I will never participate in it.
Whether or not I'm part of that, I don't know.
And that's what I was telling the Reverend before you came in, was that if this is the future, which, you know, the Reverend did a very surprising and what's the word I'm looking for? Statistic that 2/3 of the revenue from the gaming industry from last year was made
fucking digital. Yeah.
And that's and these big companies like Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo are looking at that. They're looking at these numbers and they're like, why am I spending this extra excess money on physical copies when I could cut the losses on the physical side of the house and get all profit by issuing out, because you don't have no manufacturing to worry about. And all you do is, and one thing too, what brings us home is that what Phil Spencer is saying is that the generation is over. We have one box that's a Microsoft Xbox. We have one box there, and we just continue to update it through push services.
Because
there really is no reason for a next generation console, a physical console. When everything's digital, it goes to a top set box, a little black box sitting on your underneath your TV. And unfortunately, it's coming.
Because other things would take the place for that revenue. Let's say that.
What do you mean other things?
Okay. How many hard drives or how many big hard drives will you actually need in order to supply all that?
Here's the thing.
But that won't be Microsoft's profit, though.
Here's the thing. All right. A general consumer is only going to care up to the point to what they want to go ahead and keep around.
True. I mean, look at the Reverend, for instance. How many NAS boxes does he have?
Yeah, but that's because
there are people that are willing to freaking have 15, 20 hard drives connected to their computer. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at mine. I have 10 hard drives connected to my computer to anything I ever want. And it's easier for me to keep it on hard drives than it is for me to have a shelf full of fucking games and shit.
Certain of that stuff are not accessible for DVDs or any other type of physical media.
Well, I will also say readily that I am not your average consumer when it comes to that. Okay.
I mean,
I'm not.
Okay, so what is a I guess you're talking about casuals. So what is the casual consumer? One hard drive connected to their computer?
The casual consumer will sit there and only keep as much as they really, really think that they will go ahead and keep. And as far as what's easy and cost effective to them.
So,
okay?
so basically, and once that hard drive fills up, they delete what they don't want and fill it up with new different stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out. They're going to figure out that, hey, guess what? Out of Xbox One Game Pass, maybe I don't give a fuck about all of the Xbox 360 titles, all right?
I agree.
Maybe I only give a fuck about 6 of them, okay? So let me go ahead and delete all that shit and only keep a hold of the 6 that I care about.
I agree, because I have a friend that does just that. They'll freaking watch a movie, delete it, and then fill it up with a different one. I'm just saying. Why in his point of view is, why keep something that I'm not going to watch ever again?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not going to sit there and talk bad about.
No, I'm not either.
About that, or I'm not going to disparage that, because that's not me, and I already know I'm not the general consumer.
I guess I'm a little different with when it comes to that. When it's me spending my hard-earned cash on something, I'm never going to get things that suck in the first place and keep them. Look, if something sucks, why the fuck was it in my possession in the first place if I have no value for it?
Well, I mean, you do have the ET game down there.
That wasn't my money spending that. And that's why I have to iterate what I spent money on.
Now I was just pulling your chain.
No, but look, that's why I said somebody paid hard-earned money for that shit. So for me to get rid of it,
it's just, yeah.
No, that especially someone paid like $40 for that.
But see, the thing is, the excuse that a lot of people use is this. It's simple that maybe it's impulse buying, that I will buy this game now and I'll put it up on my shelf. I'll get to it eventually. And then eventually becomes this, a whole freaking wall full of games that there's no way possible for me to complete in my life. If I start from over here and then all my whole collection of games,
because
it's impossible for me to play everything.
No, because most of those instruments are from the past that you've either played before.
But some aren't.
No, what it will become though is, oh hey, look, it's that digital Steam library that I have that has 1,600 fucking titles that I've only played 12% of.
That's
all right.
12%.
That's what it becomes.
It's like 4%.
Yeah,
and that's seriously why I don't have a whole bunch of a lot of things on Steam.
Well, it's really easy to go ahead and get a hold of that shit. Like said, I got a hold of like the Square Enix Eidos fucking library. When I got a hold of that, I only cared about like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 titles. But guess what? They were giving me 60 of them for like $30.
But
yeah, sure.
You know what?
If you know what's funny about that? If things were physical that way, I'd buy it that way.
But the thing too is what a lot of people don't understand as well is that the same thing could be said about books. I mean, it's the same concept. Oh, this looks like a good action adventure book. This looks like a good Western. This looks like a good romance. This looks like a good mystery. And I have books on my shelf over here that I probably will never read, but I know that it's there, that if I get something, that if I get a wild hair at my ass and I want to pick up a book and read it for some reason. But I'm just saying, it's the same concept. And I think what the problem is that you got these old school people like us, people that grew up during the physical media thing, is that it's hard for us to let go of something physical. Whether you paid your hard-earned money for, or you got it as a gift from a family member or a friend.
Hooker doesn't belong to you after you're done paying for it.
A what?
Only a hooker. Hookers. All right. Shit. That's the best thing in the world. You buy it. Wait. They got it. They sell it, and they still got it. Why the fuck would I like that? Why the fuck would I have that as far as, would you do clothes like that?
Some people do.
Look, there are certain...
Most of the time, not guys.
There are certain commodities that just don't work that way, all right? Because, look, you can't make that fucking...
Why not?
You can't make that comparison for fucking food.
No, because, again, that's a substance that you need to survive. Now...
You can't make you could the funny thing is that I can go ahead and I can make that debate about housing.
But no.
People pay rent all the fucking time.
For food, you can eat it, and then if you can't pay for it, your ass will be in the fucking kitchen washing dishes. Right. I'm just saying.
No, look.
Yeah, you have to pay for it when it's all said and done.
So the service is still there.
You could still sit there. You can make that argument for fucking housing. All right.
No,
if all you need to survive is food, clothing, and shelter. All right. Okay. Look, I can sit there. I can go ahead and I can sit there and say that I could go ahead and lease out like 2/3 of that shit, okay? Or I could find a way to lease out 2/3 of that shit.
The thing is, though, what kind of contradicting to what you're saying is that there are people in San Diego area actually that rent out a room to people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They rent out parts of their house to complete strangers.
Yeah. You know, like I said, there's the way that the commodities go. The thing with this, with not just video games, but entertainment media in general, all right, is that a lot of the stuff is switching over to digital, all right?
It is.
A lot of movies are going over digital. When it comes to movies, Blu-rays don't cost that much, and when it comes to a movie that I want to see over and over again, guess what? I will pay $15. I'll pay $20 for it, because guess what? During opening fucking weekend, I would have spent twice as much during the fucking theater experience. All right? So, yeah, it's worth it to me on that end. Okay?
Yeah, but it's a different experience than what you would have gotten at home.
But the thing about it, though, is that here's the thing. My theater experience, even if it's a good one, I'm probably only going to have it once.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm probably going to have it once. If it's a movie that you know, hey, look, I am sick off my ass, or maybe I'm drunk, maybe I'm stoned, I have nothing to fucking do, all right? You know, no, there's nothing occupying my hands, all right? Maybe I don't know, I've got like a really bad case of eczema and open sores on my fingers, I can't even jack off, right? You know, then look, the Blu-ray will at least occupy my time for a minimum of 40 to 90 minutes, all right? Maybe I'll fall asleep in the middle, and that'll prove useful as it is, all right? But when it comes to a lot of media, you know, movies, music, books, a lot of this stuff, especially since mobile screens to go ahead and actually display audio and video are in everybody's pockets now. A lot of this shit is going by the wayside.
Well, no, the thing is, it's being consumed once, and that's all people are needing.
Yeah, you know,
it's being consumed once. You're listening to an audiobook,
yeah,
or whatever, and then once you finish that book, they are literally deleting it and moving on to the next thing.
You know, here's the thing. When a lot of people went out of their way to go ahead and you know, say, all right, I've actually made it in life. I've got my family. I've got my house. I've got my employment and everything. One of the things that was always part of the quote unquote civilized man's, you know, house was his study. All right. The place where he went ahead and he consumed his information, whether it be for entertainment or for trade or otherwise, okay, where they went ahead and they did their thing. That is such an alien fucking concept now, okay? A lot of people would sit there, they'd say, oh yeah, I have my game room, you know.
Well, it's been translated to a man cave.
Or translates into something else, all right?
That's a modern study is a man cave.
Or like Al Bundy, his bathroom.
You know, well, you know, and the funny thing is, you know what he used his bathroom for, right? Was to go ahead and fucking read.
To get away from
you know what he did? He fucking read, all right? That was his study.
Took his shit away from his family.
Yeah, you know?
But, I mean guys, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And I don't know how to move forward. I mean, because like I said, I'm a physical media person, and as long as they keep producing. But what's really weird, guys, is this: haven't you noticed that you have to go to special places to get physical copies of things? For an example, Res on the PlayStation 4. You're not going to find that Res in a Walmart. You're not going to find. You know, you're not going to find certain games. You're not going to find Dead or Alive Extreme 3 in a Walmart.
Well, you know, the thing about it is that I think
at least Extreme 3 was fully physical.
I think with a lot of the stuff that's available and a lot of stuff that's out there, you know, the market is changing. Okay. The publishers themselves, both first party and third party, are going to follow the market. If they don't, they're going to cease to exist. All right.
They're going to follow the market as far as if they can make a profit off of it.
And the thing is that going digital, guess what? They're going to make a profit off of it. They are going to make a profit off of it.
Because they don't have to worry about the production of a physical copy. They don't have to worry about the disc. Haven't you noticed that in modern games, like the physical, if you open it up, there's no more instruction booklets in there?
Well, it's funny because look at the way music has gone.
Yeah, same way.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with music. What happened with music was that, look, when iTunes went ahead and started giving everybody the option to buy single tracks by themselves, people were like, oh, fuck, that's it for our fucking albums, all right? But you know what ended up happening was that, you know, the companies, the publishing companies for the music places, their fucking profits shot up even more. Yep. Because the thing is that, guess what? Look, this is the one thing that everybody fucking hated about going out of their way to go into to Tower Records or any of the other places and buying yourself a brand new fucking CD that just dropped. All right. So you go out of your way, you buy the brand new hotness and everything else. All right. It's got 16 tracks on it. 2 you like, all the rest can fuck off.
It's a rare case where you actually listen to the entire album.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, it is. It's just except for, I think one for me was Linkin Park, the first one. I mean, I like every track on that, but that's a rare case. But the thing is, though, what's happening is people are buying one track, and they end up actually with the album, and then the album kind of grows on you, and you start liking all the tracks.
This is where it really started, where the market really went ahead and they started seeing where it was really beneficial to go ahead and do that. With a lot of the DRM schemes that they had put together, all right, look, did you know that according to Apple, all right, if you have an iPod, all right, a 60 gig iPod filled with MP3s, all right, that according to their end user license agreement, if you died, you wouldn't be able to hand that over to your kids.
You gotta watch. Yeah, you gotta watch those fine prints.
All right, and because of that, guess what? iTunes is on everybody's fucking phones. It's on their tablets. It's on everything that they have and everything else. So what they did is that, hey, I may not care for all 18 fucking tracks on an album, all right? Guess what? It's only going to cost them like $9 to go ahead and produce an album on, if it's a physical print anyways, right? But if I have this and I have my fucking Mac and I have my iPod and I got my fucking, account on my car, I may end up buying the same fucking track 5-6 times.
Well, let's look at this in a positive light here. What this digital only media for gaming will bring, we've been looking at the negatives. One of the benefits of digital only is it's going to allow ID games developers to actually push their product onto a device without worrying about fucking having a physical copy in the production or relying on a big publisher to do that. So there is some benefits for it. And like I said before, I really feel that ID games are our future, because apparently, all these main publishers, I mean, that's where I think that's where the innovative is where people are independent developers are coming up with games like Axiom Verge. I mean, so
with a lot of that stuff, though, with a lot of that stuff, you could make the cogent argument that a lot of those benefits are available to AAA publishers if they were in a position where they weren't already spending a fucking fortune just on developing and marketing a goddamn game.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, just like that game, Axiom Verge, the guy created the game, created the music, one guy did all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that allows people that have that talent to get their games out to the masses without worrying about producing a physical copy.
Type of people that did everything possible to make sure that the game was fucking good so it will sell.
Yeah.
I mean, it does come with a caveat that you are going to get some shitty-ass games that come out.
Well, shitty-ass games have existed since...
Well, since the Atari days, and even before
the beginning. So that's not... I mean, come on. If you said that there was a console that didn't have a shitty game on it, or shitty games as a whole, come on. For each and every console that's been out of hundreds of games, come on. If you can get to 50% for one console, as to say, hey, 50% of the games that came out of this console were great. Come on, dude. You gotta be kidding.
There's the thing with a lot of
maybe you could say that about the Switch right now.
Well, there's that, here's the thing. When it comes to quality of the games, that isn't dictated by the type of media that the games are being distributed over. All right, that's not dictated by that.
Well, Street Fighter 5 would say otherwise.
No, it's not dictated by that. All right, it's not dictated by that.
Purposely held back parts of a game in order to get more money.
No, it is not dictated by that. Get the fuck off that, okay? Look, all right. For the fact that they're able to sit there and shove 30 fucking games on the fucking SNES Classic Edition, all right, and that shit is available through ROMs that you can get for free if you're an enterprising pirate like myself, all right. Look, it's, again, the quality of the game is not dictated by the type of media that it's being distributed by. All right. The thing with me is that when it comes to a lot of this stuff is that maybe I'm speaking from a personal standpoint, very very personal and unique standpoint, but a lot of this stuff is, I consider as contributing to who I am as a person. All right, each one of these represents a minute, an hour, a huge chunk of time out of my employed life. And that's just how that goes.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask both of you a question. Would you consider a device that is all and ends all, as in that you can play everything on it from the dawn of gaming up until today? Would you want a device like that? Would you want all your games in one place, easy accessible? I'm talking about all 9 generations of gaming. Would you want one box that can do everything?
That's a bit obsessive. Look, because number one, certain games I do not want to ever play.
Well, you don't have to play them.
But okay, what's main? What's the emulators that people have? If certain games you will not touch, even though they're accessible and available right there in front of you already. And that doesn't even scratch the surface as far as every game being made.
I think, in my point of view, right there, is that I already have something like that. And that's my PC. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even though you, okay, yeah.
Would I
take a Saturn stuff on your
But the thing is, though, what I'm getting at is that
would I purchase some conceptual future console or device that could possibly go out of its way and play everything. If it doesn't play the physical media, no. All right. If all it is another set-top box,
that's all. That's
no.
digital only.
Full of emulations.
Games built into it.
No, I can build my own. All right, I'm not gonna fucking buy that. Okay, that's just how it is. All right. What's the difference? What's the difference between your Raspberry Pi and the SNES Classic Edition? I tell you what, the big difference is. One of them is a nifty little device that's made directly by Nintendo that if you got really fucking bored of, you can go ahead and hawk on eBay for $170.
Not no more so common. But no, I mean, I'm saying that the
But then you can start building Raspberry Pis for people as a job on the side, if you really wanted to.
Well, emulation will always be here, I believe. But the point that I'm making is the fact about digital
Sega Saturn.
Not yet. That's coming.
Not yet. Give it some time.
What, 30 more years?
No.
Give it some time. It's coming.
I'm halfway being serious and halfway being facetious about that, because fucking thing had 3 processors. Out of all the technology that is advanced by now, they still haven't come out with a way to perfect that yet.
Yeah. But it's coming. It's one of those things where it's give it some time.
Emulator that's great. That can play every fucking game that's on it.
I mean, emulation will always be a thing. I don't think emulation will ever go away.
No, it's not going to go away, but technology has to be up to a certain point in order to support certain things. I mean, that's just the way that is.
And the scary part about that is that the farther that technology gets along, the harder and harder it is to support older technologies that, are already a legacy.
Yeah.
And that would be, okay. I don't want anything like that to be lost in history.
No.
If it's too hard to create Pong, then where the fuck did we go?
Oh. I mean,
I'm not 100% serious about that, but you guys would get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that, when it comes to Pong, what are your chances of finding a TV that uses the antenna pitchforks on the back nowadays?
You can't play Pong unless you have one of those or an emulation version.
No, I mean it's
the way it is. It's too old fashioned.
It's already, you're already setting yourself up where you're going through a process just to find the right cables to go ahead and connect it up. Yeah, exactly. No, you're already going through a process.
No, I have ways to get past that, but I see your point.
Yeah,
I see where you guys are going with that.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing about it. Now, when
TVs start doing the mini HDMI ports,
well,
for the next 5 years.
Here's the thing with the mini HDMI port. They should already be fucking doing that, all right? It's stupid. Okay?
Everything will be obsolete then.
I think
I think fuck up everything.
I think
they should have already been doing that.
I think Samsung has TVs that are up in the upper echelon. We're talking about $5,000 to $10,000 echelon.
You know what's the only thing that's that's keeping TVs from using mini HDMI. All right. The only thing that's keeping TVs from using mini HDMI is that, the newer display technologies that are out there right now for high speed, high refresh, high quality panels.
Yeah, OLED TVs.
Yeah, you know what they use? You know what PC monitors use? Which the only thing that makes it different from the fucking TV is a goddamn tuner. All right, the PC monitors, top of the line PC monitors, even average PC monitors use DisplayPort.
Yeah.
All right. So
people hook up their computers to their TVs.
Yeah, I mean, there's the one thing that's keeping people from going out of their way to for TV makers to go ahead and adopt that shit is because nobody can go ahead and agree on a set standard. All right. That's the only thing that's keeping them away from that.
But was there ever a set standard?
Here's the stupid thing. Here is the really stupid thing. No, not really. All right. And that's the whole reason why when the moment that you leave the American soil, you have to deal with shit like PAL.
Yeah.
Or 220. Or fucking NTSCJ.
Yeah.
50 hertz,
140.
60 hertz.
Yeah, 140, 50 hertz, shit like that.
System.
Exactly. That's just,
There is no one system.
Yeah, nobody wants to go ahead and agree on a standard. All right, nobody
I hope
wants
they
to agree on
never
a
do.
standard.
I hope they never do. You know why?
And that's another thing with the whole digital gaming thing. What about fucking other countries, dude?
Well,
here's
the way for Germany and these other countries to lock out content.
Lock out content, my ass. They'll lock out gaming as a whole.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, here's the thing that a lot of people. The one thing that I this is one of the reasons why I say that if the industry does end up, going fully digital and everything else, and I'll probably be calling it quits as a consumer, is because guess what? I don't want my shit. Okay, I don't want the ability to go ahead and use the shit that I purchased, all right, to lay at the crux of some asshole sitting in front of a monitor, all right, who happens to go ahead and hit backspace or enter on the wrong fucking box someplace on a server, okay? And I'm not fucking kidding. The whole fucking country of Myanmar was cut off. All right,
or even the government.
That's what. Again, those are the reasons why I'm totally against digital. Period. Yeah. Because
who's to say that the government can't flip that button and say nope?
Or
especially
for sure, gaming. Okay. The thing has an M on it. Okay, we're going to temporarily suspend those games until we figure out once that's done, and eventually it will get that way. Because, again, something will happen, and then they'll link it to video games somehow, and, okay, due to this, but your gaming is suspended.
I would say AO gamings would probably be suspended first.
No, look.
Don't exist no more because of bullshit that's happened in real life.
Let me
nothing to do with this.
Let me just put it this way, all right? Last year, all right? Well, just last year, okay, in 2017, all right? Well, in 2016, the whole country of fucking Myanmar and 21 other fucking countries were completely cut off by EA Access, even though they were completely guess what? The trade embargo with that fucking country was clear, all right? Some asshole who thought he was doing his job right, okay, and he was trying to keep compliance with shit like that, went ahead and turned off access to everything that everybody went ahead and they legally bought for a whole fucking country, all right? That was on the publisher's end, okay? Just last year, Malaysia went ahead and turned off all access to fucking Steam all over one fucking game.
Yeah. And what's really sad, it kind of ties this together with real life events. Look what happened in Hawaii. Just a simple little drop down, whether or not test the system or actually send a freaking warning out to people. Yep. If it's just a drop down that they could do this, and apparently it looks like that way, I'm just saying, look at the ramifications.
Yeah.
I mean, that's extreme, but I
don't want to be playing again a game, and next thing you know, that shit gets cut off because of something that happened, or like the reference said, some asshole just says delete.
No, there's look, maybe some pissed off motherfuckers. Like if you're
doesn't matter.
Look, you're in the middle of an RPG with 100 hours.
Doesn't matter.
You get all the way up to the final boss.
People give a fuck about gaming.
You get all the way up to the final boss, and the final boss's health is down at 1%, and the game.
Like people give a fuck about gaming.
Do you remember back in 2015, 2016 how there There were strikes going on all the way across Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, and everything else, all right, because they cut off internet access to the outside world.
Yeah.
I remember in Florida, a ruling in court made it illegal for anyone to own anything that connected to the internet.
Yeah.
I remember they did that stupid ruling.
And
so no one could own shit like cell phones.
Yeah, and here's the
tablets.
stupid thing. Here's the stupid thing about that, you know. When it comes to a lot of that stuff, you know, a lot of that stuff pops up due to human error, so that it's not like anything like that won't ever fucking happen, all right? That's the whole thing.
And someone didn't think that shit through.
Yeah, so when I sit there and I hear somebody sit there and say, "Oh, digital is just better. Digital is just better," I'm not going to shit on your choice of media. Okay, if that's what you do, that's what you do. All right. Look, if I lived in a much smaller place and everything, and I had a limited amount of space and everything, yeah, generally speaking, probably a lot of my stuff would be digital, or I'd be rocking it just with my PC, and instead of all of those fucking games back there, you'd see a lot more fucking hard drives. All right, is what would happen. All right.
Well, you know what though?
I don't want to have digital wrestling belts, Dan.
The thing is that with the Game Pass, Microsoft Game Pass. Let's get back to that for a second. If you don't pay those $10.
Yeah, no. Let's just be honest. You don't own anything. All right. But even past that.
Yeah.
Even past that, okay. Let me just go ahead and let me lay this out here. All right, there are a lot of folks. There are a lot of folks who are out there. I know in real life that I've actually had conversations with in real life. And there are also influencers on YouTube who are like, "Hey, look, digital is coming. I'm fully embracing it. It's just better and everything else." All right. Last fucking video that I saw was from fucking Review Tech USA talking about how he lost all of his Switch games and that it would have been better for him to have them all fucking physical. All right. At best, the only point that I got from him at the end of the video was that, okay, if he had all of them physical, then guess what? He couldn't have misplaced his shit. At worst, you know what I got off of the video was that he's a fucking dumbass. Okay, that's what I got. All right. So
wait a minute.
You know,
all of us own portables, and no, fuck that.
Look, I'm not gonna sit there and say that. I'm not gonna sit there and say that. Look, physical media is king because guess what? For me, I have my shit with me all the time. Okay, guess what? I understand that the people who maybe, I don't know, watching this video or maybe be in a different position. All right, but what I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that there are issues that gate the use of digital media, all right, that do not gate physical media.
Right.
Likewise, I know there are issues with physical media that don't gate fucking digital media, all right?
Well, see,
but with all things considering, in my mind, I'll deal with the digital media. I'll deal with the physical media.
I'll deal with physical, yeah.
I'll deal with the physical media.
The thing is, though, the physical media is not impenetrable of being lost.
What if Amiibos go digital?
What about an earthquake? What about a fire that you have no control over because you're in an apartment building? You got idiots all around you that could burn your house down with all your physical media with it.
Okay, yeah, that's elements of danger. But what if the Amiibo collection starts to go digital?
Look, here's the thing about that. Okay, if I am going to exist and live my life, all right, not doing something because something bad can happen to whatever the fuck I own or me walking down the street, then I'm just going to stay in my room. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I mean, if you go camping out in the wilderness, you are already aware that there are other things and predators out there.
Well, yeah. Also, you got digital media that could get erased, whitewashed. I'm just saying.
Again, some people are stupid to let that happen, like unplug
hard drives
boards when they're in safe mode.
Some people fucking what do you call it? Their hard drives.
Again.
So digital media is not safe either.